spray paint, duct tape, stolen license plates, and a transcontinental kidnapping. All this week on a special episode of Courtroom Confidential Case Notes. Hey guys, you may have heard about this story like I did a few weeks ago about a woman who was traveling from Florida to Spain and then went missing. And at first I read it, it sounded intriguing, but I didn't give it a lot of my time. Well, recently, David Knezevich was arrested for the kidnapping of his own wife. And the details that have been released since the time of his arrest are mind-blowing. And one of the things that is so remarkable about it is how many different agencies worked on this case. You've got the FBI out of the US. You've got police from Colombia, police from Spain, police from Serbia, all working together, all working quickly together to put together this multi-layered investigation that leads to this man's arrest. And I got to tell you, it is a remarkable story. It is full of intrigue. It has different types of police work, and it's continuing to unfold as I'm even reporting this to you. Right now, he has been held without bail in a federal holding facility for kidnapping. I don't think it's going to remain that way for long. I think, unfortunately, that this is going to turn into a murder investigation and a murder case, and it's going to be one of the most fascinating cases that we have talked about this year. Let's jump right into the details of this case. Approximately 9:30 p.m. on February 2nd, 2024, a man wearing a motorcycle helmet was captured on surveillance video entering an apartment building in an exclusive neighborhood of Madrid, Spain. The unidentified man is seen fastening the building's lock with duct tape to disable it. He then produces a can of spray paint and partially obscures the lens of the building's surveillance camera. Nearly an hour passes before the man is again seen emerging from the building with a suitcase. When Ana Maria Knezevich Henao, who lived in that same apartment building, did not show up to the Madrid train station for a planned trip to Barcelona on February 5th, she was reported missing and has not been seen or heard from since. Ana's estranged husband, David Knezevich, was arrested by the Diplomatic Security Service along with the FBI on May 4th at Miami International Airport and charged with her kidnapping. What has been revealed in the days since is one of the finest displays of international police work ever witnessed. 36-year-old David and Ana, aged 40 at the time of her disappearance, had been married for 13 years. David, originally from Serbia, and Ana, a native Colombian, jointly owned EOX Technology Solutions, a computer support business in South Florida. Records show that they also own a home and two other Fort Lauderdale properties, one of which is currently under foreclosure. The couple was planning to divorce amid a separation that had become highly contentious. According to Ana's brother, Juan Henao, the divorce had turned nasty due to a, quote, substantial amount of money on the line to be split between the two. And according to Juan, David is not happy about it. Ana traveled from Miami to Madrid on December 26, 2023, in an effort to distance herself from her husband and the growing enmity between the two. According to federal records released since his arrest, David also flew from Miami to Turkey in January and then traveled to Belgrade, Serbia, where, according to his attorney, he had been residing at the time of Ana's disappearance. For the following month, Ana resided in Madrid, where she spoke regularly with her friends and family in Colombia, until that communication abruptly stopped in early February after her friend Sana Romeo received a puzzling WhatsApp message reportedly from Ana. According to reports, a message from Ana's WhatsApp account was sent 2 days before her planned trip to Barcelona. The message read, quote, "I met someone wonderful. He has a summer house about 2 hours from Madrid. We are going there now, and I will spend a few days there. Signal is spotty. I will call you when I get back." Romeo told investigators she had actually spoken with Ana hours before she went missing, and she had not mentioned meeting any man. When Ana did not show up at the Madrid train station a couple of days later for her pre-planned trip to Barcelona, Spanish firefighters responded to and entered her apartment to conduct a welfare check. Ana was nowhere to be found, and her phone, laptop, and chargers were missing. A missing persons investigation was opened, and soon disturbing clues began to emerge. First, Spanish investigators were able to identify the brand of spray paint used to tamper with the camera, and quickly learned that a Madrid retailer had sold the same paint along with 2 rolls of duct tape to a man who resembled David the same day that Ana went missing. Surveillance video of the nearby store revealed that the man had purchased the items mere hours before the same suspect is seen entering Ana's apartment building. However, according to his attorney, David was nowhere near Madrid at this time, maintaining that his client was some 1,600 miles away in Belgrade, where he had been living for the past 3 months. This was soon called into question, however, when the interagency investigation revealed that David had actually rented a car in the Serbian capital a few days before Ana was last seen. When David returned the rented Peugeot in mid-March, the owner of the rental agency told investigators that the windows had been tinted, along with adding a new license plate frame, and the vehicle had traveled nearly 4,800 miles since it had been rented. Toll booth cameras captured images of the same model Peugeot with tinted windows near the Madrid suburbs in the late night and early morning hours of February 2nd and 3rd. The vehicle was recorded as having plates reported stolen from another vehicle on the same Madrid street where Ana had been living. The final break in the case came from another Colombian woman that David had met on a dating app some months earlier. Sometime after Ana's disappearance, the unnamed woman had told her mother in Bogota about her new suitor. The woman's mother Googled the name David Knezevich and found the disturbing news about reports of his missing wife. Upon notifying her daughter, the woman realized that texts that she had translated for David sometime earlier may be related to the woman's disappearance. In fact, on February 3rd, the day after Ana was last seen alive, David had sent his new Colombian girlfriend several sentences in English that he wanted translated into perfect Colombian Spanish. He told her that a friend in Serbia was working on a film script that had a Colombian character. Turns out the message that David sent to the unidentified Colombian woman to translate was the exact same message sent from Ana's account to her friend, indicating that she had met a new man. The culmination of this ongoing multinational investigation, spearheaded by the FBI in Florida, as well as police in Spain, Colombia, and the Belgrade Interior Attaché Office, was the arrest of David Knezevich on May 4th at the Miami International Airport. This last Friday, May 10th, David was arraigned and denied bond by a federal judge in Miami. During the bail hearing, which turned contentious at times, federal prosecutors disclosed new revelations in the case, including that blood was found by a Spanish forensic team inside of Ana's Madrid apartment, a detail that was not included in the FBI's original criminal complaint because DNA results are still pending. Also revealed is that the hardware clerk who had sold the duct tape and spray paint discussed earlier has now positively identified David Knezevich as the man who had purchased these items on the same date that Ana went missing. While the judge pointed out that the government's case is purely circumstantial, the evidence was substantial enough and David's flight risk significant enough to deny bond. David's defense team has not indicated if they will seek an appeal of the bail decision. Meanwhile, Ana's family maintains that they are holding out hope that she will be found alive, saying, quote, "We still have hope that we can find where my sister is. If she's out there somewhere, we just want to tell her that we all love her, we miss her, we support her, we hear her voice." Adding, "If anyone knows anything about my sister, if anyone has any information, please tell us." And there you have it. That is everything that we know to date. We talked a little bit about this before. Right now, this is a kidnapping investigation. I do not think it's going to remain that way for long. I do believe this will turn into a murder investigation, and I'll tell you why. Someone is going to come forward. For this man to have coordinated across country lines, across Europe, being able to coordinate all the things that he needed to do in order to perpetrate this kidnapping, this alleged kidnapping, he had to have had help. And someone is going to see that the walls are closing in. This man is now behind bars. They have zero interest in continuing to help him at this point. Someone is going to come forward. It's unfortunate, but if we haven't heard from her in this long, she is not being helped somewhere. That's just the simple facts about it. That's the sad, simple facts about it. That I believe this poor woman has lost her life at his hands, and someone says, I don't want to play along with you anymore, and they're going to come forward. We will continue to follow this case. We will continue to give you updates. We will stay on top of all of the developing events in this case and bring them to you. In the meantime, I'm asking you, please remember to subscribe to this channel. Please like this episode. Leave us a comment. Let us know your thoughts. Where do you think things go from here? For more true crime coverage like this, as always, please check out our regular weekly episode every Friday on Courtroom Confidential's YouTube channel and also wherever you get your podcasts. Thank you again for joining me for this very special episode of Courtroom Confidential Case Notes.